everyone, my name is Mukta Dev. I'm Cloud Technical Specialist at Webs and Solution Inc. Let me briefly introduce my company. My company name is Webs and Solution Incorporated. We have offices in both Toronto, Canada and Tennessee, USA. We are a premier Microsoft Gold Dynamics certified partner and IT consulting and solutions provider. Our team consists of over 40 professionals with multiple decades of combined experience in the areas of ERP and IT consulting. We are multi-award winning North American Microsoft Gold partner. We have been in business for over 21 years. We have hundreds of Dynamics GP, NAV, Dynamics 365 DC, Dynamics 365C customers located all over the world. We specialize in small to medium-sized business, ERP, and CRM implementations and are the catalyst to enable our customers' growth and success. So guys, today I'm going to talk about on-premise Hyper-V virtual machines to Azure Migrate. So first, let's see what is Azure Migrate. Azure Migrate provides a centralized hub to access and migrate on-premises servers, infrastructure, application, and data to Azure. In the Azure Migrate Hub, you can access and migrate servers, databases, and web apps, databases, web application, virtual desktop, and data. So what are the benefits of using Azure Migrate? It can reduce cost. It has greater productivity. It considers a stronger security, and it has faster recovery. Also, Azure Migrate considers a greener computing. It has enhanced mobility, enhances compliance. It is conveniently accessible, and last but not least, it improves scaling. Migrate Hyper-V virtual machine to Azure. So first, say what are the requirements in Azure. First, we need to get a subscription. I had my one free subscription in Azure. If you are a new user, you can get 200 credits from Microsoft. Microsoft offering 200 credits free subscription for their new user. And you can use that credit for the services that Azure provide. For example, application development, artificial intelligence, cloud migration, data and analytics, hybrid cloud and infrastructure, security and governance, and industry solution, etc. Secondly, you have to create a resource group, a virtual network, a storage account. So what are the tasks for migration? First task, you have to add a Azure Migrate server migration tool. You have to discover virtual machine that you want to migrate. After discovery, then you can start replicating virtual machine. Then you run a test migration to make sure everything is working as expected. Finally, you run a full virtual machine migration. So what are the Hyper-V host requirements? For the deployment, Hyper-V host can be standalone or deployed in a cluster. Azure Migrate replication software, Hyper-V replication provider is installed on the Hyper-V host. The host operating system, Windows Server 2022, Windows Server 2019, Windows Server 2012 R2 with latest updates is supported. Server core installation with latest patch also of this operating system also supported. Other software requirement, .NET Framework 4.7 or later, we need the port access outbound connections on HTTP ports 443 to send virtual machine replication data. Now let's show you guys quick demo. Let's go to Windows Server. I'm using Windows Server 2012 R2. So first you need to do from the server manager, you click manage. You have to add rules and features, Hyper-V rules and features. So next, click next, role-based or feature-based installation, and you click you choose your server. Click next. You can see Hyper-V already installed in my server. but I had an issue when I installing Hyper-V, so I'd like to share with you guys. There are some issue. I was not able to installing Hyper-V, so I had to use PowerShell command um, for installing Hyper-V services and some tools. So I can share that script in my description box. You can check it, guys. And after installing Hyper-V, we also need .NET Framework 4.3, because in order to run um, Azure Site Recovery Provider, we need .NET Framework for 4.3 framework that need to be installed. So I directly download that one from Microsoft website, and I installed in this server. So after installation done, I click Tools, and then you can see Hyper-V Manager here. And from the server, I already created one host here, host machine. So once you click on server and click right click, then click new and virtual machine, go next, give a name, and go next. I'm simply explaining what you're gonna do. There will be assigned memory. So from this memory, you're gonna choose a number. Then you go next, and you can leave default rest of the settings, and also you need to connect virtual switch, and you have to import the ISO file for your host machine, and go next and next, then finish. Oops. So I just showed you guys my virtual machine setup. Now we're going to do from the Azure portal, we're going to create the Azure Migrate project. For creating Azure Migrate project, we have to enter those values. For subscription, you're gonna choose your subscription and the resource group you have created. The region you're gonna choose, and also you're gonna give a unique name to your Migrate project. You're gonna choose your location, and then you create project. For example, I created like this. Secondly, when you finish your creating your project, then you're gonna click on discover. Discover your on-premise environment. You'll need to deploy the Azure Migrate appliance. There will be two appliances. One is project key, another one is Azure Migrate appliance, that is Azure Site Recovery Provider. And that discovery requires access credential to the host and cluster that run the servers that you want to discover. So let's show you. You're gonna click here, then you will download these two files, and you place these two files on your server. I place them under the document, and you double click on the Azure Site Recovery Provider. And why do we need Azure Site Recovery Provider? It helps you to migrate your on-premise virtual machine to infrastructure as a service virtual machine in Azure. It is considered as a lift and shift migration. So once you start installing Azure Site Recovery Provider, you can see this is configure services, and it continue to register this server in an Azure Site Recovery Vault. When you comes to this point, you click register, and it will take into the vault setting. And from this key file, you will browse and you will import that key file, and it will go next page, proxy settings. You will click next, and you'll go proxy settings. If you would like to define your proxy, or if you don't want to, you can leave it, and then go next, and you can see the server was registered in the Azure Site Recovery Vault. You click finish. Now you go to Azure portal, and from the Azure portal, you can see your virtual machine is connected there. Then you'll click finalize registration, and your registration finalized. After discovery done, you'll click replicate your server, and it will take your virtual machine, and you'll ask import migration settings from an assessment. You'll say no, I'll specify the migration settings manually. And you can see my host machine is approaching here. So I'll click choose and then go not next. And from the target setting, I'll choose my subscription resource group I have created, replication storage account, and virtual network I have created already. And I'll leave the subnet default, and availability option I'll choose availability zone. Then I'll go next. I'll choose everything default unless there will be asked there it will be asked you what is your operating system. I'll choose Windows. There is another option Linux. My case is Windows, so I'll choose Windows and go next. So after finishing and reviewing my application, it should be healthy and my replication status is healthy. So once replication done, I'll start test migration. You can see here, guys, migration status. Starting test migration of on-prem this virtual machine is successfully completed the operation. Once test migration done, then cleanup test migration will be enabled. So I'll click cleanup test migration next. And then you can see the status cleanup test failover pending. So you have to click that one. And the status of the health is healthy, and migration status date and configuration issues, there is no issue. So once you click cleanup test migration, all of them are successful, and final step is migrate. After cleanup test migration, migrate will be enabled. So I'll click migrate. I'll choose my host machine, and the status is healthy so far, and I'll click migrate. It will take few minutes, and then you can see that migrated machine is here, is successful. For double check, we're gonna check from the Azure portal virtual machine. Under the virtual machine, we can see our migrated virtual machine from on-prem. And from the overview, you can see the properties of this virtual machine. So that's all, guys. It is my short demo. If you have any inquiry about pricing, you can simply click on this link. It will take you of azure.microsoft.com/US pricing calculator. And you can see here virtual machine, storage account, some sort of other services. If you need to create any virtual machine and what is the cost for creating one virtual machine, you just simply can click here and it is added there. From the view, you can see the price. So this is the price what Microsoft offering. So I'd like to inform you guys, our company website offered less price than whatever Microsoft offered. That's why we are so popular. So thank you so much, guys, for your time and joining with us. If you have any further question, please email us at info@websun.com. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.